again, everyone. Welcome to our annual City of Palm Coast Flagler County School Luncheon. Many of you may recognize the music you just heard from the TV show Friends, and it is our friendship that brings us together again today. As you recall, last year's theme was "The best is yet to come." And was that ever correct? In the next few minutes, we'll be taking a look at projects that together, through our friendship, we've accomplished, all for the sake of educating and enriching the lives of our students and families here in Flagler County. Whether on the large scale of expanding our sports fields to accommodate greater sporting events that attract regional and national attention, to a Palm Harbor Golf Course fundraiser for the fabulous Stuff Bus program, to Matanzas High School students growing herbs for the Palm Harbor Golf Course kitchen. The common thread to our friendship is matching our needs with our resources, sharing our visions and reaching out when and where a hand may be needed. Our EcoStation field trips serve as great examples of this. So it's now my pleasure to present two collaborative field outings that take us alongside our students as they experience the best we both had to give. I'm here at Belterre Elementary, and we are administering our CHIRP program, which is Children Helping in Resource Protection. Our first station is Bill Butler, and he is talking about space invaders, invasive plant species. Station number 2 is Denise Bevan, our environmental planner, and she's talking about Florida endangered wildlife. Then we have station number 3, Gina Holt, and she's talking about rehabbing and rescuing native birds. So come on with us, let's drop in, listen, and learn.
So that's one of its ways of being dominant and taking over. If you've ever driven down I-95 to Miami, who's driven to Miami with your parents down there? If you look along the sides of the road as you get further south, you'll see nothing but these green bushes that are about 15 feet, 20 feet tall, and it's just everywhere. That's all you see. That's what this is. And down there, it's out of control. You have a question?
Is it hard to get rid of all the plants?
Is it hard to get rid of all of them?
Yeah, the non-native plants.
Yes, it is. It's very hard, because, again, some people don't know what they are, and that's one of the purposes of this class today is to let you guys know. So if you go home and you see one of these in your backyard, you're going to be able to tell your parents, hey, I know what that is, and we need to get rid of it, Dad or Mom.
Do any of you guys know one of the protected species in Florida? Can you name one? Yes, ma'am. Sea turtle, very good. And manatee, good.
The Florida panther.
Florida panther, excellent. There's a total of 7 sea turtles in the world, and we actually get 5 of those to come to Florida. And I actually have an example of a sea turtle right here. The Sherman fox squirrel has 20 teeth. You can find them around wetlands, and they like live oaks.
So that's dead?
Yeah, it's definitely dead. They're very secluded species. They don't get out too much. And they actually like to kind of perch up like this. This is a real skull.
I don't want to touch it. That's scary.
It's a raccoon.
I'm going to sell mine.
Did it bite my head off? Real. Except for these guys.
These are real? I touched the eyeball. You can tell how this is the water was because how sweet.
Yeah, that's right.
I do a lot of programs in the schools and special events. The kids are the best group to meet. They really do get how important it is to save the planet. And it's always fun coming out, especially to a big group like this. 5th graders are very smart. All of these birds came through the Center for Birds of Prey. They were all injured, and they were brought into the rehabilitation center where I volunteer.
How tall can an owl grow to?
Depends on the owl. For instance, in this country, the largest owl we have is the great gray owl, and he might be about that tall. It's a very, very large owl. See? Those are owl pellets. Owls have a very unusual digestive system.
Owl pellets.
What that is the part of the animal that they can't digest. The feather, the fur, the bones, they spit it back up.
It's like a cat hairball.
It kind of is.
It feels weird.
And you'll see it's got all the bones. The bones are in there. I've got little wishbones and little jaw bones and all sorts of interesting
So
stuff.
this is animals right here?
That's animal. Fur or feather.
Ew, I could see a bone. Sure that's a bone, not a tooth?
She can fly pretty fast, but she is built to soar. Those wings are made to just catch the wind and soar.
Left, right, left, right.
And now, like our feathered friends, let's soar eastbound on over to Waterfront Park, where Emily Thompson and Barry Burrows will be our friendly tour guides.
Well, first we had to get into all of our groups, and this lady was telling us what we're going to do and how the day is going to work. And the first station, we had 3 stations, and the first one was learning about the gopher turtle, and we saw its burrow, and we were taking pictures of it. And then we made a life cycle bracelet, and mine's right here, if you want to see that. And we got to see the water and the pier where we got to learn about all the manatees. And it was really, really fun, and we saw some fish, and we waved to some boats, and it was really, really cool. We all had seats, and there was like 2, and then on one side there was 1.
Ahoy, mateys!
We learned about the manatees and how their species live.
Now, manatees get about 10 feet long, weigh upwards of a ton or so.
Whoa.
Does anyone know what a manatee eats?
He was talking about what to do, and you can't feed them or you can't pet them, and you're not supposed to touch them. You're supposed to let them go, and you can't like put trash in the ocean and stuff, and that'll kill some of the animals.
Well, I just spotted a dolphin down here.
Oh, dolphins! Oh my gosh, they're
Look real careful, you'll see him coming up the river. There, see where he is.
Jeez, guys, you've never seen one. No, I've never seen a dolphin.
Okay, has everybody seen him?
I've seen
Okay, well, they'll come up again.
I saw the dolphin. The dolphin popped up.
Today we learned about the gopher tortoise and how the shell would feel and how the home would look.
The reason it's called a keystone species is that so many other species are dependent upon it. So if we lost a gopher tortoise, it would affect hundreds of other species.
When we were back at the gopher tortoise home, we saw the whole house where it would live in.
It was cool because we got to see its burrow and how it lived. And there was like this tube, and it goes like up to 10 feet long. We had the camera thing, and you stick it down in the hole, and you watch from this little screen.
You see the end of it? That's about as far as I go then. If it's in black and white, it actually looks like snow.
We also saw this little caterpillar thing. It was like really, really furry.
We also learned about the water cycle.
The clouds squeeze out the water and it rains, and that's called what? Precipitation.
We learned about how we should not put trash on the floor because it could really endanger animals and kill animals.
Do you know what dragonflies are a sign of?
No.
Clean water. And if we have dirty water, we won't have dragonflies anymore.
The thing that I learned about the life cycle was how they move, like the evaporation, the precipitation, the condensation, and everything. I thought that was really cool learning about it, even though I already learned about it, but I pretty much forgot, so it's nice learning about it again.
Today, I feel good that we went on a field trip because we learned a lot about how we could help our environment.
Coming out here doesn't feel like I'm learning because in school we actually have to write stuff, and out here we're just learning about like manatees. And it's cool because we're not like writing stuff down and your hand doesn't get cramps. Overall, I had a really fun time, and it was good because we were not in school learning about other stuff, and we're here doing some other stuff, some fun stuff. So I had fun. That was cool.
If we can think it, we can do it!
Hundreds of children, hundreds of fun hours to share. Yes, if we can think it, we can do it. And we've all done just that with so many different projects. As you'll soon see from these next few examples that we will leave you with, we didn't only think it, we did it.